My mother-in-law showed up at my house with moving boxes. My husband didn't know I installed cameras. Have you ever felt like someone was waiting for your marriage to fail 3 days ago? I caught my mother-in-law trying to move her son parrot my husband parrot out of our house while I was at a conference. The worst part, he had no idea. When James and I got married last year, his mother Charlotte made it clear she thought he was making a mistake. At our wedding reception, she introduced me as James's new wife to family members who'd known me for 5 years. During her toast, she mentioned how doors can always be reopened while making eye contact with his ex-girlfriend, who she'd invited without telling us. I tried everything to win her over. I invited her to Sunday dinners. I remembered her birthday with thoughtful gifts. I even asked for her family recipes, thinking food might bridge our gap. Nothing worked. "She'll come around," James would say. "She's just protective." 2 months ago, our basement flooded after a storm. While getting quotes from contractors, I decided to install security cameras, paired one at the front door, one at the back, and one in our living room. James thought I was being paranoid after the flood, but agreed. "Whatever helps you sleep at night," he said, kissing my forehead. What he didn't know was that Charlotte had been dropping by whenever I wasn't home. The neighbor mentioned seeing her car in our driveway multiple times. When I asked James about it, he seemed confused, saying his mom never mentioned visiting. Last week, I left for a 3-day marketing conference in Chicago. James couldn't come because of work deadlines. The morning after I left, my phone buzzed with a motion alert from our front door camera. There was Charlotte struggling to carry a stack of moving boxes. James's car wasn't in the driveway. Parrot, he always leaves early for work. I watched frozen in my hotel room as she used her emergency key to let herself in. The living room camera activated next. Charlotte was placing boxes around our home, opening drawers, and Parent. I couldn't believe it. Parent removing framed photos of us and placing them in a box labeled Stonjage. My hands shook as I called James straight to voicemail. I texted, ASAP, emergency. 30 minutes later, the front door camera activated again. James walked in, looking confused at the boxes. "Mom, what are you doing here?" His voice came through clearly. Charlotte's voice was syrupy sweet. "Honey, I've been so worried. You sounded so unhappy on the phone yesterday. What I told you I was stressed about work deadlines." "No, I could hear it in your voice. You are not happy with her. I brought boxes so you can come home for a while." "Clear your head." My stomach dropped. Was James unhappy? Had he confided in his mother instead of me? "Mom, this is insane," James said, his voice rising. "I never said you didn't have to say it," Charlotte interrupted. "A mother knows. Remember how you said Emily gets frustrated when you work late? How she doesn't understand your career. That's exactly how it started with your father." I watched James run his hands through his hair. "Painter something he does when he's overwhelmed?" "Mom, I was venting about a normal marriage disagreement." "I'm not leaving my wife." "No," James said firmly. "This has to stop. The comments about Emily showing up when she's not home. And now this is crossing every boundary." Charlotte's voice turned cold. "I am trying to protect you from what? The best relationship I've ever had. Give me your key." No, I watched, tears streaming down my face as my husband stood up to his mother for the first time in our relationship that night. James video called me from our bedroom surrounded by unpacked boxes. "I am so sorry," he said, his eyes red. "I had no idea she was doing this. How did you know to set up the cameras?" he asked later. I hesitated. Sometimes you need proof before people believe you. When I got home yesterday, Charlotte's key was on our kitchen counter with a note from James. "You were right. Some doors need to stay closed. Sometimes the most powerful moment isn't when you confront someone yourself. Parrot, it's when the person who should be protecting you finally sees the truth and says, 'You have no power here anymore.'"